What's up, YouTubers? What's up with you guys? Yes, I have no lashes on, so I know I look a little bald faced. And I'm in the bed, like, yes, I'm determined to go to bed early tonight. But yeah, I had to jump on here and, talk some Diddy mess because there's always some Diddy mess to talk about, right? So it's been a lot going on with um, the the celebrity news, especially with Diddy, of course, and just my personal business and stuff. So I've been, juggling it all. But let me start first. Where should I go first? Celebrity or okay, so I'm just start with normal people stuff. Like, how is everyone doing on this beautiful Wednesday? Okay. Today was very brisk and cool here. I appreciate that because, oh my goodness, living with older people, I'm so hot in this house. Oh my goodness, so hot. They love to keep it warm. I don't know why older people like warmth. It's weird to me. Anyway, but are you guys excited for like Thanksgiving and Christmas? You have any big plans? Are y'all traveling? What y'all doing? So I know I'm excited that I'm going to be spending this at least Thanksgiving with my daughters because last year I only was able to spend Thanksgiving and Christmas with one daughter and my son. And so this year I'm probably not gonna be able. I'm not sure. I don't know. Anything can happen. Anything can change. But yeah, so it's gonna be a good holiday season here for me. I'm gonna make the best out of it. But I really wanna just I wanna do the whole holiday thing, like, decorate and cook and all. But, being back home makes it difficult because everybody wants to cook. And I'm sure y'all got those family members that everybody can't cook, but they be the first ones to raise their hand to cook. And it's like, oh, so frustrating. And you got to let them make those dishes because if you don't, then they'll just act like you're just a Lucifer. Speaking of Lucifer, what a way to transition. So, you guys, okay, I got to get to the Diddy mess, right? So, yesterday I didn't get a chance to post the video, and I meant to do one this morning, but I just been super busy today, and I wasn't even able to do any self care stuff, like put my lashes on or go get my nails done or anything. But that's all right. It's coming. It's coming. But so yesterday I was watching an interview with Suge Knight, and I forgot what show he was on. Some guy who I think he wrote a book about Mafia Dangerous or something like that. Anyway, Suge Knight was pretty much giving a lot of information about Diddy. He even said that Diddy should have a fair trial. Whoopi Goldberg, she could definitely, hell, I wish I was Whoopi Goldberg and had her money. I bet you wish you was Whoopi Goldberg too, or at least had her money, huh? Yeah, I'll take it. She's my black sister, so I'll take it. Yeah. But anyway, and thank you for joining my channel. Yeah. Press that subscribe button so you can get a notification every time I go live. How about that? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so Suge was on there and he was basically saying that P. Diddy deserved to have a fair trial, which I feel like he does. Now, it's a lot being said out here in these YouTube streets alone about people thinking that Diddy is going to get off from this. I don't understand why people are so confused because Diddy cannot get off from this. He's going to have to do at least some time, at least 15 years. They said that the gun charges alone and those guns not being registered but being like I think the serial number was scratched off them or something. But I heard allegedly, all this is alleged, But I heard that that's a 15-year sentence right there, just having those type of thank you for subscribing. Yay. But that's a 15-year sentence right there alone. So he is not getting off. I don't know why people think that Diddy is going to get free. He's going to be free from this. He's not. He's not going anywhere. Even if he was to get bail, and I feel like he's not going to get that because of the witnesses. And so no, that's not going to work. But it seemed like Suge Knight was kind of like dog whistling and saying if P. Diddy wanted to get bail, he could just get bail by saying that he was staying in a hotel and that police would monitor him and monitor who comes in and take his phone from him and things of that nature. And I was like, why would he say that? It reminded me of when Jaguar Wright went on Pierce Morgan's show, and then after that Dame Dash did an interview and said that Jay-Z need to file a get his lawyer on that or something, and then the next day he got his lawyer on it. So I'm curious to find out, what all happens with that, because I feel like Dame Dash and Jay-Z still got some type of relationship, because Dame Dash said that his daughter, he called Jay-Z and let him know that his daughter wanted to come to one of his parties just to make sure she'll be good. And I'm like, what? Don't they got issues? These whole celebrities, y'all, I feel like they just be playing us right in our face. Okay? Like, don't trust everything you see and trust your instincts, because I just feel like they playing us. Like, for some reason, I'm not quite sure what's going on with Dame and Jay-Z, but I thought they wasn't cool, but him sending out all these dog whistles and then saying that he called him to ask his daughter to get his daughter on Jay-Z party list. Like, why would you even want your daughter to be a part of that? Then at the same time told us a story about him and his daughter possibly, allegedly, maybe being rugged, not feeling like themselves after they took a drink, after they had a drink. And, so the whole thing is weird to me how they communicate with each other. And I'm still not too convinced that Suge didn't have anything to do with Tupac, because anyway, I'm not even going to get into that. We all, if you understand, you understand. If you don't understand, then I'm not going to confuse you anymore. But yeah, him saying that if Diddy wanted to get off, he should ask to go to a hotel and, pay for security, police security to watch him in that hotel and be on a high floor. Because he was saying that Diddy should ask to be like on the 30th floor and then they'll release him. Like, how would he know? And why is he giving advice on him getting bail? Why he need to get bail? All the mess that we believe that Diddy has done, just for that alone, why would that type of man need bail? Somebody make that make sense to me. I just didn't understand that. And I understand, he's locked away right now and he's probably like hoping someone come and give him, a pardon or something. A lot of people been saying that they believe Trump is going to pardon P. Diddy. It's been some word around that Trump was at P. Diddy parties. All I know is we ain't seen none of these tapes yet. And I believe Busby, was it the lawyer Busby? I'm not sure. This is all alleged. I don't want nobody coming after me, okay? But I thought somebody promised us some tapes or some still pictures or something like, yeah, I want to see them. I do. But we ain't received nothing yet. Even that guy, Chris Todd, he even said that some stuff was coming out and we still haven't seen anything. Speaking of Chris Todd, so Courtney Burgess and his lawyer, Ariel, went on Sean Atten's show. So Sean Atwood show today. And good night. Make sure you hit that subscribe button before you leave the white. I appreciate it, my friend. But so they were both on there, and I guess they pretty much just wanted to clear up some things. I'm doing great. How are you tonight, this evening? I hope you're well, and I hope your week is well, and the rest of your year and the rest of your life. But yeah, so they were on there, and I believe they just wanted to clear up a lot of confusion that was put out here. And pretty much Ariel was saying that she received a call. I believe what she was trying to say was that Chris Todd, she knew Chris Todd first. And then I guess Chris Todd told Courtney Burgess that he knew a lawyer that could help him more, either help him or that he could talk to. And then Courtney reached out to Ariel. So on the show, Jaguar Wright was on the show. It was too much. The show was too much that Sean Atwood had to leave. Like, I was like, where did Sean go? And if you know his show, he is the type of person, and I don't know this guy, but I've been watching him for like a couple of weeks now, and he's pretty much been the same way. But he's the silent type, and I don't think he really likes the rah rah, and it was getting kind of rah rah. And speaking of Ro, Ron, he's the other co-host that's on that show, but I don't know, he seemed a little messy. He seemed to be like he liked Jag too much. And I like Jaguar Wright. I'm a huge fan of Jaguar Wright and her information. And, I just believe that let Jaguar be her, but don't necessarily don't put others down just because you got Jaguar Wright. Because to me, it seemed like, oh, I don't know, it almost seemed like bullying. Like they were bullying, they were trying to bully. Oh, and the other lady was on it. Natalia, the one who got shot by Diddy, allegedly got shot by Diddy in the club a long time ago, and Sean went to jail for that. Well, actually, I'm getting off top. I'm not going to get off topic. I'm not going to do it. So it seemed like they were pretty much like, bullying Courtney and Ariel. And I didn't like that because you can't get any, it's like, y'all don't know how to act. Of course, all the black people were all rah, rah, and here go, you know, Sean and Ron, and then Lionel, their other guest who comes on. I think he was a U.S. attorney or is or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, he was on there, and they were all super quiet, but all the people of color were like, he was just, the show could have been better if if they would stop like trying to allow people to come on to be aggressive, because it's a way of having a conversation. Like, I'm not going to get along with everyone. Everyone's not going to like me, probably not going to like my looks, even probably not going to like what comes out my mouth or whatever. To each his own. You have your right to feel the way you do, because I probably feel the same way about you. But at the same time, if we're on a show together, it's not going to help us in any way if we all talking over each other. I'm just putting you down. Ask some real questions. The lady Natalia, I understand that she said she's an empath and she feels people's energy and she understands people before they even speak, and she's an empath and all this and that. That's all cool and dandy, but at the same time, you're supposed to be a woman of God. And that's one of the major reasons why I had to leave Christianity, because all those so-called Christians, they love to be all up in your face telling you what you should do when they ain't doing nothing themselves. I'm going to be respectful to everyone on this channel tonight, but Yeah, I hate saying that. I hate seeing that. Like, what was the purpose of y'all coming on there and pretty much like jumping on them? That's not going to help anything. It's not. It's not going to help the situation. It's not going to give us understanding or clarity about anything because you're just being aggressive. Like, stop being aggressive and let's have a real conversation. So, anyway, I felt like Ariel did a very good job of representing herself and Courtney. And I appreciated that because I wasn't quite sure how I felt about Ariel because, you know, I've heard some things about her from other YouTube channels, hearing people talk about her previous cases, but she basically got on there and said that she's been going after Diddy for about since 2021, and she said that she represents a client that and they're still trying to take down like Trey Songs, I believe, or is it Chris Brown's case that's still ongoing? I don't know, one of them. So she's representing victims that were around Diddy or with Diddy, and Diddy was involved in both those cases, one with Trey Songz and the other with Chris Brown. So I thought that was pretty big because I didn't know that personally. So when she said that, I was like, oh, yeah. Because I was thinking this was just her big fish right here. But no, it's not. She's been doing this for a while. But she says that she's from Chicago and that she currently lives in Miami. And she said she actually stayed like 10 to 15 minutes away from Diddy at his Star Island home. And so she said she's very familiar with the area and Diddy and that whole clique of, because, a lot of people have been saying that they've been essaying them. A lot of people have been assaulted. So she's like, she pretty much speaks for the little man. And I appreciate that. It gave me some new eyes for her. And then with her being a lawyer, it was confusing how Jaguar and Natalia were just coming at her with these questions. And Natalia was pretty much saying, oh, well, I could feel energy. I'm just trying to feel you out to see who you really are because I could feel energy. And, I just thought that was so extra. It was unnecessary. If you're trying to feel someone out, you don't have to let them know. What you want them to change or say, oh, we want them to beg for your, I don't know, beg for your attention or you to like them? Like, who's doing that? This woman is a whole lawyer, attorney, okay? She says she's been an attorney for a while now. So, yeah, I thought that was unnecessary to even bring them on the show at that time and in that type of context, with anger, and Natalia said that was her first time even meeting Ariel and having a conversation with her. So it's like, why did you have to be so aggressive the first time you meet her? If you're trying to feel her out, just feel her out and see how everything, see what you feel. Just grab that feeling, attach yourself to that feeling, and we don't even have to know about it. Then you can move on your merry way. But I felt like Ariel did a great job of holding everything down. Oh, back to Suge Knight. So that interview was pretty much that. It was basic. He was just saying basic stuff. I don't know. It wasn't nothing really significant that I could remember from that whole interview. I feel like he's probably trying to get some assistance. Like, I feel like Suge Knight speaking out is because he's wanting to see who he can help him get out of jail, possibly. That's where I feel like that's coming from, which nothing's wrong with that. Who would want to be locked away? So to each his own. I definitely understand. And, I don't know. I don't know his story that well. I believe he ran over a guy who he said was like threatening him or whatever. But you know, Suge Knight don't play. When do we ever? When have we ever heard of Suge Knight playing around with anybody? Okay, we always knew he was that thug. He was that dude, you know. But but yeah, I thought that was funny. But yeah, oh, and then Lionel B ended up getting on the platform with of course, at this point, Sean had been gone, so he left Ron behind, and Ron had to deal with everyone all by himself. But Courtney pretty much said that, you know, he had to go before the grand jury once, and then the second time he denied going. It wasn't mandatory that he went. They wanted him to be a witness, and he denied, so he didn't have to go back to court. But he said that he no longer has any documents, any flash drives. He said they took his cell phone, closed down his like Instagram. So I'm assuming like all his social media, the government closed down, but shut down. This is all alleged. This is what he said. And he wanted to clear up the fact that Jaguar was saying, oh, so Chris Todd is saying that you came to him, like Chris Todd had the original information and then he went to Courtney. But that's not what I had heard. So how did she hear that? I don't know. So the story I heard was Courtney Burgess was trying to get the information out. So he went to somebody named Wade or something who works with crime something. I don't know. And that person was, I guess, I'm assuming that person was trying to help him get that information out. So that Wade person went to Chris Todd for assistance. And then Chris Todd wanted to put the information out, but he wanted some documents. He wanted proof and stuff, which explains why he couldn't show and prove any of the information that he told us he was going to show us. Because remember, he said that we were going to see some stills, some pictures of, you know, some folks, and we haven't seen anything. But if he didn't actually have the information and he thought he could get it, I guess he was wrong. And now he can't get nothing because, like Courtney Burgess said, there's nothing to get. But once Wade went to Chris Todd, then Chris Todd went to Courtney. He went to the source to try to get this information directly. And Courtney, I guess, wouldn't allow him to get any more information. So Chris Todd just went out there and put out the book and put Kim's face on the book, trying to get that celebrity. And so, you know, trying to become famous off it. And so Courtney said, you know, I guess they wasn't in agreement about how the information was going to get out. And so I guess they pretty much went their separate ways, right? So that's the story I heard. And that's what Courtney Burgess said, you know, tonight had happened. You know, that's how everything went. But for some reason, Jaguar and I'm not sure if Natalia was trying to say that as well. But I do know Jaguar Wright was saying that, no, you said Chris Todd gave you the information. Like, he was the source. Like, he was the one who knew Kim Porter. I'm like, I didn't hear that. Where did she get that information from? But whatever. People are going to say whatever they want to say, right? So, yeah, that's that. But I thought that, so that video ended up being super long. Can you imagine with all those heavy hitters on it? You got Ariel, you got Courtney Burgess, Jaguar Wright, Natalia, the one who says that Diddy shot her in the face in that club back in the 90s, early 2000s. And so, yeah, Lionel B. So Lionel B came on at the end. And I don't really know too much about him. I just recently, like, seen a couple videos that he did. Of course, I reported, you know, on my channel that he did the interview with the girl, Adria, whatever her name is, English. Yeah, you know, I'm not trying to be hurtful in any way. But yeah, so I thought that was a huge video that he did. And before that, I only know of one other video that I didn't really want to watch in its entirety. But I wasn't really used to Lionel B's videos or content. But tonight on the show, Roro or Ron, that was on Sean Atwood's channel, he was saying, he's like the co-host over there. So he was asking, my ears ringing. I don't know why. But he asked him to explain his story, to tell his story. And so that changed the whole mood, which I wish he would have did that a little bit earlier before most of the people got off the show. And it probably would have brought everyone together, because what Natalia was probably trying to do, or what she could have done being a woman, she could have brought everybody together, but instead it looks like she was there for a purpose of keeping the separation going or being angry. And I just hate situations like that. I hate that. But anyway, so Lionel B was on there and he was telling his story. He said that he had just got out of a bad relationship, him and that woman he was with. They were doing a YouTube channel together, and he said they were doing skits or whatever, but they had split up and they got put out of their home. And so him and his son were homeless and they were sleeping in their car. And he said, so he already had, I guess, like a channel going and had some content on there. And he said, but he only had like $30 in his bank account. And so he, didn't have enough money to feed them, to have appropriate shelter, things of that nature. But he said that he did a video. He did one video on YouTube, you guys. Hear me. Listen to what I'm saying. This is the reason why I'm on YouTube right now doing my thing. Because if you build it, they will come. I grew up with that saying right there, and I always kept that saying in the back of my head. If you build it, they will come. And it took me a long time to understand or to even trust that thought. But this gonna take this video to a whole nother place right here, because when he spoke, it's like I heard him. I heard him. I understood, right? But he said him and his teenage son were sleeping in his car. And he said that he already had a YouTube account or whatever. And he said you have to have $100 in order to get the money from YouTube, right? And he said in that account it was only like $30. So he was like, he knew he had to do another video. So he said he did a video that was pretty much like news. And he said he went in there and did some content, did some editing and stuff. And he said he made $15,000 off that one video. You ain't hear me. You ain't hear me. You ain't hear what I said. You ain't hear what I said. Dude. Okay, thank you. But yeah, yes, you guys, he said him and his teenage son were living in his car, and he did a video and he made $15,000 off that one video. Now I don't know how long it took him to get that monetization, I guess he was already monetized because he already talked about the account having $30 in it, and he couldn't even withdraw it because you have to have at least $100 to withdraw. But just the fact that this dude is in a struggling position in his life, right? He has his son with him, a black man, okay? If you know, you know. If you don't know, it's okay. Struggle. It's all right. Same thing. But he said that him and his son sleeping in his car, and he do one video and get monetized, and for that video makes $15,000. And he said he had to wait until, he said by that time he only had $15 to his name. And he said he had to wait on the 21st to receive that money. And he was thinking, it's not going to happen. Like, they're going to do something. They're not going to give me no $15,000. And he said, sure enough, on the 21st, and I'm so country, I know. I said, sure enough. But he said on the 21st, he was able to receive that money. It was deposited into his account. YouTube, I just want to first clap it up for YouTube, okay? YouTube, I'm depending on you for this extra income right here, okay? And I just want to thank you and thank the viewers like you and you and you. Thank you guys, because anyone could do this. Anyone. Okay, we're talking about the stuff that we were going to talk about anyway, right? On our channels. Like, everyone has something different that they're into, that they do. That's what makes you unique. You don't have to be like the next man. But to hear Liono B tell that story, I got teary-eyed. I didn't cry, but I got teary-eyed. I'm not sure why my internet just got stuck and no one's calling me. Did it just stop? Oh no, it's still going. It's just acting weird. I don't know why it's doing that. But yeah, I needed to hear that story. And for anyone who wants to hear Liono B's story, definitely check out Sean Atwood's channel. Liono B was on the channel today, and he was telling that story. And so, great story. I'm so glad that he did tell it, because for someone like myself, it just continues to give me hope. Hearing his story and hearing other YouTubers say how they get monetized, how, they were in a struggling situation and YouTube is what helped them come through, putting in their own work, doing what they do best, just getting the views that, that attracted the right people to them, and then they get that big payout like that. That's just awesome to hear. It's encouraging, it's inspiring. And Liono B, if you ever watch this video, I just want to say thank you to you, my brother, for sharing your story, because I didn't know about any of that, and it just gives me hope with this whole YouTube thing. So I definitely appreciate it. And my face is still stuck here on the channel, but I'm still in here, you guys. If you can hear my voice, please post something in the chat. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But anyway, yeah, so that just made my whole night. And I like how everything ended, even though I wish everybody was still on the channel at that time and could all feel that type of energy right there. Going through something and coming out it successfully, because we need more of that in our lives, in our everyday lives, when it comes to meeting someone, or because Courtney Burgess was saying that he's just tired of all this. I guess he's in over his head, with everyone wanting to do an interview. A lot of people saying that, they don't trust him or believe him. That gotta take a lot for a person to put themselves out here speaking their truth. And then how people are, they're going to come at you however they want to come at you, and just throw a lot of salt in the game. But at the same time, if your purpose is to get out here and put the word out or put your message out, then that's what you came to do. And you can only do what you do. And don't have no regrets doing it, because I had to just learn to not have the regret about it all, to not care and let it linger about how somebody else feel about my truth. So I encourage you all to do the same. But that message was so inspiring, and so many times I was about to turn that show off, but I'm glad I didn't, and I continued to watch it, and it ended up ending. Well, I'm not sure how it ended, because I did turn it off after that, because I was just like done by that time. It was almost 2 hours of watching that show. And, you know, after hearing that and about to get emotional, I was like, yeah, I ain't got time for that. But I definitely got the message. But it inspired me to do my video today to just let you guys know to keep going. You know, and I've been hearing just recently, like just listening to my intuition and being guided just like I do. If you're spiritual, then you understand. Even if you're like religious or whatever, maybe you understand. I don't know. I don't know. If you're on this channel, then you're where you're supposed to be. If you're watching me right now, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. So that's all I know. And if you know my YouTube channel, then you would see I'm a very spiritual person. So, and I'm laughing because my previous videos are nothing like my current videos, and it's so much more to me than all of that. But yeah, but that's just the beauty of everyone having a different purpose, and all being able to come together, bring it all together. But you guys, if you have something that you're wanting to do, something that's lingering in your head, a feeling that's like getting up, you know, it's like fire up under your feet, in your belly, that makes you want to do something. You know, you feel like you need to do something. You have a passion or a desire for something. If I'm speaking to you, let me know, okay? Let me know you understand where I'm coming from. But if you have that desire, don't let no one stop you from that. No one. And don't hold yourself back from it or from exploring it just from fear. You know, cuz a lot of times, boy, I tell you, fear, what they said, false evidence appearing as real. Definitely false. Okay? But just recently, the past couple of days, I've been getting these intuitive feelings. I'm feeling like Natalia right now. I can't even pronounce her name. I've been having a problem speaking too, saying certain things lately. But if you trust your intuition, if you're feeling some type of way, if you feel like, no, I should do this, do it. That's your intuition speaking to you and telling you. And this same little thought that keeps coming to me has came to me and came to me so many times. And a couple of days ago, I said, you know what? I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to change my life. And you know why? Because what they said, insanity is doing things the same way and expecting things to change. If you don't change things, how are things going to change? You have to change. And a lot of times people do not like change. They don't. And what's on the other side could be so much better for you. Let me tell you, okay? Like, speaking of someone who don't know change, I know what change is like, okay? I lost my sister, my only sibling, my best friend, and my husband, my other best friend, around the same time. Right after I just got married to my husband. I got married, my sister passed away the next month, and 2 months, not almost 3 months later, my husband passed away. Just like that. My whole life changed. I didn't know what to do, didn't know what to do, didn't know which way to go. I was lost. So lost. I was depressed. I was like, didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to act. I was acting up. I was acting out because I didn't know how to control the stuff that I was going through, the emotions that I was going through. And of course, you know, I was hearing all types of stuff. The most hurtful thing going through that type of stuff at that time was a person said to me, oh, well, I spoke to someone and they told me that losing your child is the worst feeling you can ever have. Is the most hurtful thing you can ever go through. And that hurt me so bad. It hurt me so bad. But this person had helped me through my times, you know, or she was there, kind of. She was kind of there. And, she checked on me a lot throughout that time. But to hear her say those words, and she called herself a pastor, it was so hurtful. But it was a wake up call for me because it kind of brought me back to reality because I was so stuck in my hurt and my pain. And then, hearing something like that from someone that I know, and I didn't really know her that well, obviously, but it hurt. It hurt because she was there to help, but at the same time, she don't even know how much that hurt because I knew that she was a person who probably never lost a sister or a husband and probably was never married. I'm not sure. But so she doesn't understand. But to say that to someone who has lost so great, like I'm just thinking, how would you even say something like this to me? You don't even know how hard I hurt, how much pain I'm in, how much stuff I'm going through that my immediate family see me going through. And we're keeping it from everybody else because it's my personal thing. It's my hurt, it's my pain. But for her to say that, it kind of was like a wake up call to me to get myself together because I was like, who are you to tell me that my hurt is not strong enough? My hurt is not that bad. Are you serious? My world has fell apart. Okay? I was borderline ready to end my life. But her saying that made me wake up in a way that was odd because it hurt me and I was like, wow. Wow. I don't know if you're trying to be my enemy or you let me know that you're my enemy, but it definitely is making me aware. Like my spidey senses are now tingling because how can you say something like that to me and I'm hurting so much, right? Anyway, I'm not going to get on all that too deep. But it's things like that that'll wake you up. It's conversations that'll wake you up. And when you wake up, listen to, just feel your way through it and understand that you're taken to that place for a reason. You're there for a reason because on the other side of that, you're going to find your greatness because, I felt like I was in a safe space even though I wasn't being real about the hurt and the pain that I was really going through. Like I said, my children knew. Whew, boy, did they know, you know. But, that woke me up to realize I'm still here and I still have things to do for my children. And my children are here and they're seeing me and I got to show and prove for them. What am I going to do? I can't continue to be a mess like this, and I was a mess. Woo. Boy, people don't even know unless they know. I was a whole mess, a whole hot mess. And, my daughter had told me like a month ago that she said, Mom, you're real good at being fake about your feelings. Like when you're hurting, you're real good at like keeping that in to yourself. And I said, yeah, I am. But I had to grow up and, hold my feelings to myself. So I'm kind of used to it. But when I heard that from that so-called friend, that woke me up in a strange way because it made me realize that I'm here for a purpose, right? We're all here for a purpose. And I'm not done with my purpose. So, I got to keep pushing. And then, I continue to open my eyes and realize that, it is hope here. It can get better here. I have a reason to be here, right? And so then I start focusing on my children. And I went heavy. Oh my goodness. I went hard. My daughter wanted a dog. I went hard. I worked overtime, super overtime to get this super expensive dog for my child. And I got it for her. And it made me so proud. And ever since then, that has been the thing that has highlighted my well-being, pretty much. Buying that dog has brought so much happiness to my family. But animals can do that. Animals can bring healing and bring you back to your senses, because I was so lost, I didn't know which way to go. I was just going every way and in circles and everything. But I'm saying all that to say that even in your darkest time, whew, even in your darkest time, when you feel like this is it, I'm not doing anymore, right? Not that you can't do anymore or go any further, but I'm not. You got to fight through that. You got to fight through that. You got to tell yourself what you want to hear, okay? Not what's comfortable, not what feels good. Because when you're in that space, it feels good to just go along with that mood, right? And say, oh, I don't have, I can't, all those words that are wrong. Don't do that. Don't beat yourself up like that. We be so hurtful to our own selves. Like, who needs enemies when we have ourselves, right? But feel like I'm rambling now, so I'm just go ahead and try to make a point and end this. But just keep going. You have to keep going. Stop thinking about the negative. Who cares? Stop thinking about the people who are watching you, waiting to see you fail. Don't worry about them. Don't focus on them. Focus on your goals. If you have a goal, focus on it. If you don't have a goal, get one and focus on it and keep doing it. Believe in that goal instead of believing in the negative stuff or how it could go wrong. Believe that you can do it. I'm taking so many chances with my life ever since my loved ones have passed away that I don't even recognize myself sometimes. It's just like, I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And I know it's going to make me a better person. And my children are watching me. And I have children. They're watching me. And I want them to see that I didn't give up on them or myself and my life. So I'm moving forward and I'm doing things that I said I wanted to do. I'm doing those things now and it feels good. And even though I see a little progress right now, I know one day it's all going to turn around for me and it's going to shine so brightly and everyone's going to see it. And I'm doing YouTube so you guys will be able to see it too. So thank you guys so much for watching my channel. If you understand, then I know if you understand, you understand. If you get it, you definitely get it. But trust yourself. I said all that to say trust yourself, trust your goals, believe in yourself. Speak good things to yourself. I have some things I wrote down, some positive things I wrote down. I wrote down a goal for a daily goal of the amount of money that I want to make each day. So that's my first thing here. I'm not going to share it, but to each his own. Your goal, of course, to be your daily financial goal will be different from mine. But I also have another goal of something big that I want, something real big, like a item, right? And then I have words like follow my passion, listen to my intuition, trust, because trust is something I have a huge problem with. Think about what I want to see happen versus what I don't want to see happen. A lot of people get stuck on what they don't have, what's not there. Instead of doing that, Focus on what you do want to happen, okay? Trust me. Follow me along on this journey here because I made a goal with myself that I'm going to go 21 days and I haven't told anyone but you guys here on YouTube, okay? I'm going to go 21 days talking to myself and doing the things that I want to see. That's going to work towards my goals, right? So instead of talking about what I don't have or thinking about what I don't have, what I'm lacking, I'm going to focus on getting those things so I can have it. So, it sounds easy, right? But those negative thoughts come right, they'll come up real quick. And the negative people, they're always there. You could depend on them, right? Well, depend on yourself. Depend on positive thoughts. Depend on positive thinking, self control, not being emotional, over emotional, control your emotions, speak positive, speak positively to yourself on a daily basis. And what I've been doing is these past 2 days, today is now probably like my third day really, but I'm counting it as my second day because the first day I learned of this information or the first day I actually listened, I'm not going to count that day. Probably just because I want to get some more training up under my belt. If you understand, you understand. But speaking positively to myself, I'm going to do that for 21 days here, thinking positive thoughts, visualizing all the things that I want to see happen for my life. I'm doing that and I'm working on that. And you will be watching my journey the whole way through. And I thank you guys for that. Thank you, YouTubers, for that. I really appreciate it. And with my YouTube channel becoming successful, it will be because of people like you who chose to watch this video. So I know I made this extremely long. I didn't mean to be on here this long. I thought I was going to wrap it up real quick and get in the bed. But I'm glad I spoke on it because I wanted to speak on it, but then I was like, is that too deep? But whatever. If it's too deep, I'm sure you guys will let me know, or you just don't watch. But I hope you do watch, and I hope you give me some feedback if you understand what I'm saying. And if you made it this far in this video, because I don't have anybody watching me and I'm on live right now, but if you made it this far in my channel, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Like it if you appreciate the content, and leave me a message. Let me know how you feel. Let me know, if I don't know, what comments do you have for me? I want some feedback. I don't care if it's negative, like I get negative people in my my lives all the time. Usually when I first get on my videos, I'm always getting some like hate stuff about like monkeys, and one guy said I look like Whoopi Goldberg and all types of stuff like that. Do y'all know I don't care anything about that? Actually sound like a compliment to me, and I'm not gonna get it. I was about to get into it, I'm not. But I wish I had some of Whoopi Goldberg's money, okay? But anyway, one day, right? One day, one day, one day, because I believe in myself. So yeah, I'm gonna put the work in for myself. You put the work in for yourself. Make your goals happen. Make your dreams come true, okay? Don't let nobody hold you back from that. And for all the people, all the enemies that's watching, because they watch. I know they watching. Okay. One in particular, I know she's watching. She's watching, taking notes probably, and it's okay. It's all right. You can watch too. Hell, subscribe to my channel here, okay? Well, you guys, that's all I have for today. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow. I love you. Tomorrow. It's only who sung the rest of that? But if you watch this far to the end right here, please leave me a heart. I don't care what color the heart is in the comment section. I just love to hear to see it, especially it would make me feel like, you understand what I'm saying here and you feel my pain because maybe you've been through some pain and you understand. We're gonna get through this together, you guys. Okay, we gotta have something positive to speak on as well, and don't sit around thinking about your hurt and pain because that's only gonna make you hurt, and be in pain. So don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. But yeah, I love you guys. Peace.